Hawke, and welcome to the 2020 Pow Wow Pitch National Semi-Finals, presented by RBC with the support of Canada Post, Shopify, BDC, and NACCA. Sunshine Tenasco and Indigenous, and I am the founder of Pow Wow Pitch. I will be your host for tonight's Pow Wow Pitch National Semi-Finals, where Indigenous entrepreneurs from across Canada will pitch for their chance to win $25,000 in prizes to help them start and scale up their businesses. Thank you for joining us. 6 years ago, I started Pow Wow Pitch with the vision of combining Indigenous culture and social innovation to create a platform to celebrate, showcase, and put the spotlight on Canada's Indigenous entrepreneurs. Over the years, Pow Wow Pitch has supported more than 100 Indigenous entrepreneurs to take their businesses to the next level. And this week, we will meet 100 more. According to a recent RBC study, Canada's Indigenous population is the fastest growing population in the country, and the Indigenous economy is a $10 billion economy set to grow to $125 billion by 2025. Indigenous people in Canada are starting businesses at 5 times the rate of non-Indigenous people, and Indigenous women are starting up companies at twice the rate as non-Indigenous women. Supporting Indigenous entrepreneurs is more important today than ever before. In our own entrepreneurial pivot in response to COVID-19, this year we are proud to present the 2020 Pow Wow Pitch online and across Canada with the presenting support of RBC and in partnership with Canada Post, Shopify, BDC, and NACCA. Thank you for investing in Indigenous entrepreneurship. We are broadcasting from the Startup Canada studio in Ottawa, Ontario, on unceded and unsurrendered Anishinaabe territory. This summer, applications poured in from across Canada from nations from coast to coast to coast, like the Salish, Inuit, Métis, Cree, Ojibwe, Anishinaabe, and Miigwans. We shortlisted the top 100 entrepreneurs and matched them with outstanding entrepreneurs in lead up to this week's semi-finals. Every night this week, you will have the chance to watch Pow Wow Pitch Semi-Finals pitch to our esteemed panel of judges as they compete for a place in the Pow Wow Pitch National Finals taking place on October 20th. Prizes include $500 for each of the top finalists from each province and territory, a $1,000 youth prize, $2,500 for third place, $5,000 for second place, and $10,000 for first place. In total this year, we will be awarding $25,000 in prizes. Each semifinalist has 2 minutes for their pitch, followed by a 2 minutes of Q&A by the judges. Judges are evaluating whether the entrepreneur has clearly demonstrated their product or services, their value proposition, and their planned pathway to sustainability and success, and whether they are convinced the entrepreneur will follow through. Join the conversation online tonight using the hashtag #PowWowPitch, and be sure to share, like, comment, and cheer on and support the entrepreneurs you meet tonight and throughout the week. Let us know who you are rooting for. Let's begin by meeting tonight's esteemed panel of judges. Joining us this evening is Matthew Naughty, founder and CEO, Firekeeper. Tamer Gabor, Senior Account Manager, Not-for-Profit Markets and Indigenous Banking, Commercial Finance Services, RBC. Carissa Cosgrove, Local Community Manager, Kingston Shopify. Mamta Dogra, Senior Management of Small Business Marketing, Canada Post. It's time to meet our first cohort of entrepreneurs. Let's have a look at the pitches from just a few moments ago. Are you ready, Canada? Let's get started. First up, we have Johnny Hawke, owner at SOCON Multimedia Cultural Solutions.
Hi there, my name is Johnny Hawke, and I'm from the Chimnising Anishinaabe territory, located 175 kilometers north of Toronto. I'm a storyteller with a strong connection with my cultural identity, and along with my background in journalism and community organizing, I've created AlsoCon Multimedia, where I'm the owner and operator. AlsoCon in the Anishinaabe language means sacred stories, where I provide accessible platforms to empower the voices within our communities. I have a business plan where I've registered my business and invested $8,000 into my venture, where I've been providing video production services, multimedia workshops, and a recording studio service for 10 years throughout Ontario. I make an average of $15,000 annually, where I started my business to support my activist work, but now dedicating more of my time and energy into my business where I intend to expand. How I want to grow my business is incorporating an online radio station that will secure advertising clientele, as well as to produce a weekly Indigenous news show that I'll market to other radio stations. How Pow Wow Pitch will help me accomplish this is I need to purchase 2 MacBooks, 2 condenser mics, and an upgrade of my software and video equipment, and to pay a yearly fee to a web hosting service to stream my radio station. These tools will help me grow by reaching a broader audience and will provide me with equipment to contract participants within my workshops. This will help me cover a larger region and gain more of an audience and in turn create more advertising clientele. To help ensure my success, I'm mentored by friends I have in the media and arts industry who also have successful careers. Again, I'm Johnny Hawke of Otsocon Multimedia, where I'm empowering the voices in our communities, and look forward to you becoming a part of this sacred story.
Johnny, that was awesome. Great pitch. You obviously know your business, your industry. I'm a former pitcher myself, so I'm being on this side of the face here, or the fence. I just want to know, are you going to do a podcast? Are you going to go jump into the more mainstream new way we receive and produce media? Are you going to monetize? How are you, besides advertising, you're going to monetize it in other ways? Just give me a little insight on that, please.
All right, so I'm going to work with the Indigenous business community in Ontario to get that secure advertising clientele, and I'm going to be doing a podcast so people I can get into my radio station to listen from other communities to create content.
Johnny, again, great pitch as well. You've been doing this for quite a while in terms of the multimedia in various forms. Have you already been on any existing radio shows, and have you had any shows yourself, or how have you contributed in radio shows to date?
All right, so I helped create content for my friend Jennifer Oshwasage, who had a contract with Rogers Media, who delivered a weekly news show for 28 radio stations. She no longer does that, but she's helping me to market my potential show to this industry, this organization.
Excellent. Okay.
Hey, Johnny, that was a great pitch. Thanks so much. If you get stuck and you don't get this money, what are you going to do to keep pushing forward?
Well, again, I'm dedicated more time and energy into the venture, so I already have the sales. I want to reach out to the other communities to help support my venture, which I've been getting a lot of support. Again, I just spent time on my activism, but I want to.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Josee Sunday, owner Wild Apple Quilts.
I own Wild Apple Quilts. My background, obviously, then is in quilting. I started quilting at 9 years old, and the quilt behind me was the first one I made from a self-drafted pattern. I want my business to be centered around creating an Indigenous presence in quilting, and my mission is to present Mohawk culture through quilt art. I want to allow and inspire Indigenous people to be present, represented, and to continue to create in the quilting world. And I want my business to address ignorance in the non-Indigenous population by demonstrating how beautiful, complicated, raw, and unapologetic Mohawk culture truly is through the juxtaposition of a quilt being a comfort item that can now be used to facilitate discussion. Through my business, I'll share the artwork I create in local galleries and in competition. Wild Apple Quilts will also have a division devoted to youth groups and giving back to our elders and community by facilitating quilting classes and gifting those quilts to the elders in the community. My intention with Pow Wow Pitch is to purchase a long arm sewing machine to facilitate a solid foundation for my business. A long arm has value in itself for being able to expedite the quilting process while allowing me the freedom to create more intricate designs in my own quilting. I'll be able to finish the quilts of others as a stable income and finish the quilts that the future youth group will create. Purchasing a long arm sewing machine right now is my only barrier to my market. I'm currently creating commissioned baby quilts that are inspired by Mohawk culture. However, I would like to expand to larger sizes of quilts, and this is just unrealistic for the size of my machine and the time it takes to quilt a larger quilt using a domestic machine. Wild Apple Quilts will create lasting change in the quilting community by revolutionizing the Indigenous landscape. So thank you so much.
I'm asking, can you just elaborate a little bit on who your target market really is for the sale of quilts? And will you be producing most of those quilts yourself, or will it be coming out of the youth and elder sort of groups?
So targeting audience is youth for the classes and older adults for long arm quilting services. So people pay businesses with a long arm to quilt their quilt because it's the longest process. And so that's basically the more stable
revenue stream
market.
So I know that you need this machine so that you can move forward. What happens if you don't get this machine? What is the end result, or how do you push through without that equipment?
Yeah. If I don't win, I'll be self-funding the machine. It'll just take me longer to get it. Yeah.
Great pitch. How do you think that you're going to be able to promote this? So whether it's the classes for the actual quilting, or getting from a elder's perspective for the ones that you would help kind of complete, how do you plan on promoting this or getting your business kind of known to be able to do these services?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a business mentor at the moment who is a long armor in Toronto, and I also have extensive connections in my own community.
Good job.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Keenan Beavis, founder, Longhouse Media.
4 years old, from my earliest memories, we're going to my backyard with empty 2-liter pop bottles, stuffing some bugs inside, and then going door to door trying to sell them to my neighbors. I didn't have much success, but I knew in that moment that one day I wanted to have a business where people did want the product. My name is Keenan Beavis. I'm Métis, and my family roots are from the St. Walburg, Saskatchewan area. However, my business, Longhouse Media, is located here in Vancouver, British Columbia. Before I talk about that, I just want to tell you a little bit about my journey on how I learned to do what I do. In high school, I had a string of online t-shirt stores, and I had some success, more than the bug sales. When you're working with a product with such low margins, such as t-shirts, you really have to learn how to effectively and efficiently promote your business. And I learned a system on how to leverage the internet and media to do just that. I realized that this system would be valuable to other businesses, so I freelanced for a little while. And then in my last year of university, I started Longhouse Media. At Longhouse Media, our motto is simple. We do 3 things, and it proves time and time again to add value to our partners. Number 1, we create high-end, engaging video content that captures people's attention. Number 2, we get those videos seen by your ideal target market using Facebook and Google ads. And 3, we lead clickers of those ads to websites that are designed by us and are optimized to convert visitors into customers. For the last 3 years, we've consistently hit our total revenue and net profit targets. But 2020, the market conditions haven't been the best. But our team is highly adaptable, energetic, and passionate. And I can proudly say that as of September, we have already hit our targets. With the help of Pow Wow Pitch, we hope to gain some more exposure and use the prize money to further expand our team. I'm very thankful that you guys have given me the opportunity to pitch to you, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Great. Good job, Keenan. Obviously there's a great amount of passion into what you do. So you talked about creating video content. Can you give us a couple of examples of some of the content that you've created, or some of the content that you create on behalf of some of your clients, just to give us a sense?
Yeah, so we primarily work with small and medium-sized businesses. We've also worked with publicly traded companies, academic institutions, and nonprofits as well. And we do a lot of things like company overview or organization overview videos, employee highlights, little biographies, and then also we do client testimonials.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Awesome job, Keenan. My name's Matt. I'm a former pitcher myself, so keep doing your thing. It's a great journey that you're already on. You talked about your targets. What kind of growth have you seen in percentages, and where do you see it scaling up in the next 5 years with or without the pitch?
Yeah, so for the last 3 years, our target has been 100% growth, and we have hit that. So this past year, we have successfully passed our $200,000 in revenue mark, and hopefully that answers your question.
No, that's awesome. Great,
Great.
good for you.
Okay.
Keep
Over
going.
the next 5 years, we're going to get to a point where we know that we're going to plateau, but we have a strategy to expand vertically.
Keenan, it's Tamara here at Royal Bank. How many staff do you currently have, and what is your immediate need for staff? Or, in other words, do you have a backlog of work that you need more staff?
Great question. We definitely need more hands on deck right now. We have 4 full-time staff, and then we have a few other people that are part-time. And currently our need is we need to have a fully in-house graphic designer. Currently, we work with 2 contractors.
Hey, Keenan, thanks so much. My question is, aside from the staffing, what is the biggest problem you're facing right now?
Great question. The biggest problem that we're probably facing right now is, one, as we talked about, we are a bit busy. But number 2, it's project management. We need to have a better software in place that fully tracks our deliverables.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Jody Whiteduck, owner, Whiteduck Wild Rice.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I taken some time off of my wild rice harvest today to come into town. My wild rice is about an hour away from here, so it's been a long morning. But I've taken the time to pitch to you guys the company that I have, which is Whiteduck Wild Rice. Yeah, I guess my name is Jody Whiteduck as well. I started selling wild rice over 20 years ago to friends and family and to mom and pop shops coast to coast. And my wild rice has always basically sold itself because of the consistent grade A quality and little competition that I have. I like to say that growing wild rice isn't a dream that I have, but it's more of a legacy that I inherited from my father, who I lost to a brain tumor last summer. And this is my first fall kind of at a go at it. And I don't know, it's a learning process. It's something that I'd really like to build more for my son Silas, who I just had last fall. If I win, I would like to use the money to finally get some decent packaging. All I have right now is the Ziploc bag, and and actually help hire somebody to promote my business. Maybe do a website and whatnot. I mean, I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to get this chance for a head start because, like I said, I've just been selling wild rice whenever I can, but I like to make it bigger so everybody can enjoy it. I know that there's lots of chefs that are starting to pick up, and I know that they need stuff to cook. Anyway, thank you. Miigwans.
Okay, thank you, Jody. That's lovely. So question for you. So you said that this has been in your family, which is just heartfelt, but how have you been able to kind of maintain the fact that this has been kind of, the product is available in places across the country, and how would you want to take that one step further? So you talked about promoting and you talked about having a website. How are you looking to actually be able to build upon what you already have and take that one more way step?
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, I've been doing this for probably 20 years at least, and I've been everywhere, like Vancouver, and I have family in Ottawa and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just don't have a problem when I go out there. The thing is that when they ask me if they could get more, and I don't really have, I can't really tell them, yeah, you can, like it's just sort of a one-stop shop, unfortunately. But I would like to, I want to build it bigger.
So those relationships are really personal then.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, like, yeah, there's, I don't know, it sells itself basically. So
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, Jody. I'm from Walpole Island. I'm a former pitcher myself, so keep going. However this turns out, you know that you have a mission that you're going through, and the legacy part of it, and the passion there. I know you're going to continue on. So great. I'm
Absolutely.
worried or concerned about your supply chain. Is it your land that you harvest from? Are you have access to have a supply chain? Say you have 10,000 orders, will you be able to fill it?
Yeah, I have my own. I lease my own personal rice, but then there's also the bigger guy on top of me who I've been getting like his processed rice. I don't always process my own rice, but that's that's definitely. I have enough the area that's around me. I would be able to get as much as I want, basically, as much as I need.
Awesome. Good job, man. Keep going.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, I really appreciate the time.
Up next, we have Cynthia Bell-clayton, owner Kiwed Productions.
If you no longer speak your language and no longer practice your culture, then you have no right to demand Aboriginal rights from us because you are assimilated with the ruling power, First Ministers Conference of Canada in 1983. Also, for your information, more than 2/3 of 70 Indigenous languages still spoken here in Canada are in danger. But don't let that get you down, because here's some great news to build our languages up again. As a language teacher and an executive director for an Indigenous youth agency here in Toronto, I've had the opportunity to see a growing interest in language acquisition amongst the community. My company, Whitney Productions, strives to support present the Anishinaabe language with a goal to include other Indigenous languages in Canada through the support of those language families' fluent speakers. As I continue to see the growing interest, I have recently created a teddy bear that sings Twinkle Little Star to promote easier learning for new learners. We have sold over 70 bears at $19.99, generating a revenue of $550 after expense, with a projection to sell an additional 200 over the coming months. As we continue to offer innovative ways to promote language, we are looking to produce a prototype of an eagle that will offer 1-minute prayer in the Odawa language. This eagle will help people offer prayer to our Great Spirit, whether it be in ceremony, family dinners, or at events. The unit price will be $19.99 and the retail will be $39.99. Purchases can be made through our website, which will be promoted on all social platforms. Whitney Production is a company that is looking at ways to promote language acquisition using voice recording apparatuses through fun toys. This is just a start to so many possibilities. With the 10,000, we will be able to purchase the equipment to do it ourselves. Ani. Miigwans.
Cynthia Samar, that is absolutely excellent, and I'm so happy to hear that you are striving to keep those languages alive and to teach others. And I love the way that you are doing it. So you're doing most of your sales directly, though, direct sales. Do you see a different way to market your products on a bigger scale?
Absolutely. If I could start getting these products in other stores, that would be great. Indigenous stores across Canada, that would be great if we can have displays.
Hey, Cynthia, thank you so much. Can you tell us about sort of the biggest challenge? What's the biggest challenge that you've faced so far with your business, and how have you overcome it?
The biggest challenge was actually finding a company that does prototypes and designs based on what I want. And so I did manage to find a company who will be able to create the prototype.
Thank you.
Nicely done, Cynthia. So, question for you. You said that obviously there's an increased interest from across the board for, to learn the language. Who do you think is most likely, and who has been purchasing, say, the teddy bear to date, that you think will be most inclined to be interested in your products that you are even looking to develop?
Absolutely, elders to babies are going to be
Right.
purchasing. A lot of our communities are losing language within, and so the interest is there. It's just a matter of providing it so easily where it's not so uh, I guess boring is the word. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's great.
Cynthia, great job. As a person that's in the not-for-profit
Thank
world
you.
myself, have you thought about the legal situation with the organization as making a not-for-profit as opposed to a for-profit, or seeking grant funding or anything like that?
It Right now it's for profit to be able to cover the costs to create more resources. Um, I know that there is a lot of language not-for-profit programs out there that are seeking for these types of fun toys, fun learning. They don't have the time to create them because they're creating classes or immersion programs or immersion camps and all that good stuff. So they need these types of tangible toys to work with while they're promoting language acquisition in their communities.
Smart space to go after. Good job. Good luck.
Next, we have Miranda Voth, owner, MV Beauty Lab.
In 2016, my eyelash extension clients would ask, what can I use to clean my lashes? Lash extensions are temperamental and require glycerin and oil-free ingredients to ensure they stay in place. The number one recommended solution in the lash community at the time was a do-it-yourself concoction of baking soda, baby shampoo, and water. As an esthetician offering a luxury service, I knew there should be a proper aftercare product on the market to fit this growing need. I'm Miranda Voth, owner of MV Beauty Lab. MV Beauty Lab is a line of premium aftercare products specifically formulated to extend the results of your favorite cosmetic treatments. To start my product business, I hired a cosmetic chemist to formulate a cleanser to be used safely on eyelash extensions. From there, my product line grew with a mascara for eyelash extensions, an anti-bruise balm for lip injections, and a lash growth serum. While these products may seem niche, they fill a gap in the market, and I've sold over $40,000 in sales in the last 2 years. A recent article posted by the Toronto Star showed that Shoppers Drug Mart, Holt Renfrew, and the Bay only retail one Indigenous-owned beauty brand combined. So I believe with the social awareness that has come in 2020, these companies may be on the lookout for new Indigenous beauty brands to retail. I previously worked at Shoppers Drug Mart head office and have connections in category management at Shoppers Drug Mart and other of Canada's top beauty retailers. These contacts are on board to help me get my products in front of the right people. I'm looking for grant funding as I currently use local cosmetic makers to make 2 of my products. I would like to have all of my products formulated with a cosmetic chemist so they can be mixed and bottled in a lab, which allows me to scale my company. This process costs about $8,000, but it brings me one step closer to being able to retail across Canada at a large retailer.
That's excellent, Miranda. That's $20,000 in sales you've had each year for the last 2 years. That's really great. How do you get your sales? How do your clients come to you right now?
Currently, I have an Instagram page as well as a Shopify website that I've been using since 2016 as well. I often find customers in Facebook groups and at salons and spas that I reach out to.
Thanks so much, Miranda. Can you tell us a bit about the margins on your products, please?
Yep. So currently, because all of my products are made in Canada with Canadian ingredients, I'm usually making about 50% margins, but using a large company to mix and bottle it obviously will help with my margins, which is why I want to have them formulated. So I currently use a small company, like I said, but in order to get it made in a lab, you basically need a recipe for the labs to follow, and that's what I need to make my margins still be down to 20%, only cost me 20%.
Thank you.
So great pitch, Miranda, and great kind of product line. Where do you see yourself in the next year, whether you are successful through Pow Wow Pitch or not? Where do you see yourself a year from now?
Well, I started this about 5 years ago, and right before COVID, I made it my full-time job. So I actually have someone I'm working with that helps me with reaching out to companies, and it's been building this year as well. So I think that even if it's not in a company like Shoppers Drug Mart by next year, I'll at least have way more salons and spas across the country, which will gain me more traction.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Awesome job, Miranda. I'm a former pitcher. I'm the proof in the pudding that it works, so keep putting yourself out there. I do have a legal background, and I'm wondering about your patenting and your intellectual property rights and all of the concoctions that you make, how you protect yourself if you're going to move forward.
So patenting costs about $75,000 per product. So currently that is not in the works for me. I've actually had my cleanser like ripped off at companies in China, and they sell it for cheaper than I do, but I know that my product is one of the best, and when people use it, they love it. So for now, I'm not really worrying myself with that, but it's in the works for the future for sure.
Good for you. Good job.
Up next, we have Sam Elijah, owner, New Fire Comedy Tour.
Bonjour, Turtle Island. It's your Auntie Pendleton here to tell you about my New Fire Comedy Tour. What is the New Fire Comedy Tour? It's when your auntie comes and crashes on your couch, says, "Hey, where's all the baloney?" Hey. So all my cousins, every time I come visit, they tell me, "You're real funny. You should be a real comedian." So I said, you know what? If I had the money, I'd have $4,000. I could buy a little trailer. I could hop Airbnbs. For $3,000, I could set up a media so that I could check all my socials, visit all my cousins, make cute videos. And then with $1,000, I could promote my business and make cute posters, make little buttons, maybe make some cute PPE for the aunties. PPE for the aunties. And then we'd make t-shirts and swag because everybody wants to look fresh like auntie. So you got to get your auntie swag. So $1,000, I'm going to go hit up all the thrift stores and then resell stuff. And then for another $1,000, we got snacks for the kids. $5, feed the whole family. And then if you want to just hang out with auntie and take me to a thrift store, we could do that. But if not, you come check out my comedy tour and I'll show you what's up, Turtle Island. So if you want to kick it with auntie, check out some cute swag, have some snacks, chill with the fam, and then let's get laughing again because, man, life's too short.
Sam, that was really great. A quick question: Have you done any open mics or any other comedy tours?
More like I just go visit people and they say, "You're a real good storyteller. You're a real comedian." And then I go, "What? I was being serious." But they'd always remember my jokes. So I was like, all right, well, work with what you got.
Thanks, Sam. So Sam, if you don't win the money as part of this experience, what are your intentions with this company?
Well, I thought if I got a trailer, that's why I said I got clothes I could sell. I got paintings here that I did myself. I'm a multi-dimensional being. I like all the things. So part of why I felt that storytelling was so important is because I feel like our youth really need to tell their story. And I feel like they really need to be heard, and comedy and storytelling and art is so multifaceted that anybody can participate. Everybody likes to feel good. Comedy brings communities together, and I feel like our youth are missing what we used to have around the kitchen table. And now they're accessing everything virtually. So it's like, how do we keep that community vibe going? And I felt that events that have a feel-good factor make people want to engage. So that's why I wanted something unusual. I wanted something unique that would draw attention and have and learning about ways that we incorporate our teachings into any any medium that we.
Thank you.
Super. Thanks, Sam. I think that was quite lovely. So you talked about being able to promote and being able to use social media. Have you started doing any of that to date, or is that something that you're aspirationally looking to do?
All of these are things I'm always learning daily, and so a lot of the kids have told me get on TikTok. I have Instagram, so I do have a social media presence, but I would like to make more dynamic videos instead of just me selfieing myself all the time. I would like a little crew to help me make more
Absolutely.
memorable content. Yeah.
Perfect.
Up next, we have Jody Martin, owner and artist, Native Glass.
Hi, my name is Jody Martin, and I am the artist behind Native Glass, located on 6 Nations of the Grand River in Ontario, Canada. Simply put, I love glass. Stained glass art is a beautiful way to not only share parts of myself, but also parts of my culture and where I come from. Art has always been essential for my people's health and spirit, and I love to use glass as an art form because it makes you stop and look. It makes you think, it makes you feel something, it takes you places. Art has always just had a way to say things that words just can't. My culture is represented in very colorful and vibrant ways. You can see that in a lot of traditional arts like beading or traditional paint, or even the dancing outfits. I love to expand my glass collection, so I'm able to share that same colorful beauty through my stained glass art. I've also found that I've kind of reached a limit to what I can create. I want to learn how to create more complicated pieces. I would love to one day design different Stoas, clans, the wampum belt in my own unique way, and I would love to transition into taking more advanced classes. Lastly, this funds would help me with my marketing tools. I want to reach a wider audience on social media, and I want to create a website for selling purposes. Art is an essential part of our culture, and it takes on many different forms, shapes, and sizes. I love that Native Glass allows me to share culture in such a beautiful and unique way all around the world. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
My name's Matt. I'm a former pitcher. Keep on your mission. You'll get there one day, whether it's tomorrow or in 2 weeks or in 2 years. Wondering if you do unique pieces always, or do you mass produce a certain type? And if you do either or, what's the revenues you think? Do you get more from the mass produced stuff, or do you get more from the unique pieces?
Right now I do mass produce just because I'm a beginner. So like I said, there's only so many certain pieces I can do right now. So I tend to make a lot of my most popular ones, which right now is this feather as well as the ghost, just because Halloween's coming up. But I do want to make really unique pieces that, like, you wouldn't really see this feather, but yes, I make a lot of matching, and I make around $1,000 per drop. I drop every 2 weeks after I've had some time to make books.
Good stuff.
Right, you'd like to use some of the prize money for additional marketing and expanding your product line. What marketing are you doing right now, and how do you get most of your sales?
Right now, I am on Instagram and Facebook, and about 90% of my sales come from DMs on Instagram, and that's just how I sell. We just communicate, and I get an e-transfer or PayPal, and then I usually have to ship it out, but I also allow pick. That's how I'm selling right now, basically, just Instagram mostly.
Hey, Jody, what is the biggest challenge that you are facing right now?
Right now, I just can't keep up. I want to be able to make more. I'm still learning. I want to be able to create so many things. Like, I've created these earrings. I want to move into jewelry. The earrings I have on now, I created. And there's just so much that I want to do, and I don't have the funds or the time.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Darian Sampare, co-founder and CTO, Build Better Technology.
My name is Darian Sampare. I'm the co-founder of Build Better Technology in Victoria, BC. The product we're pitching you today is a headless content management system, or CMS, called Building Blocks. What Building Blocks does is it lets web developers create web applications of all kinds that their clients can easily edit. We do this by creating a dashboard the developer can go into and set up content models and then give access to their client to go in and edit those once a product or website has been launched. The developer has no restriction on what technology they use. They just pull in content from building blocks and use whatever they want to build their web apps. Now, I've been building web apps for about 5 years now, and the most common problem that we find is creating unique experiences that are easy for clients to update afterwards. Our solution separates content from the code of actually building the website. Now, we're not the only headless CMS on the market, but through our research, we found that it's either a free option that is difficult to integrate and set up, or it's way too expensive for the average person to start using. So we're specifically targeting freelancers and small businesses with our pricing model. Our pricing model is based on paying per usage of data. So we calculate how much data each site uses, and then we charge accordingly. So the business owner pays more as their business grows, so there's not a big barrier to entry. Now, Building Blocks has been in development for only 4 months now, and we're using it for a lot of our internal projects as well as with one of our own clients' websites. We charge $25 per month, as well as we're going to open up the doors to other developers to use for their projects, and this is where the growth of Building Blocks can really skyrocket. Our costs right now are only $10 per month for our server to actually run the application. With the money from Pow Wow Pitch, we would use it to scale our engineering efforts and gather more users, being able to offer free trials, pay for more servers, storage, security issues, as well as putting some of that money towards marketing. So putting towards targeted social media ads and social media platforms, as well as getting some basic equipment to start up our own marketing content campaign. Thank you for your time.
I was wondering, is there a drop-off point for clients? So as they build up to their subscriptions, would they eventually not need your services anymore when they get so big? Or where do you see that mission kind of going?
No, so the idea is we start them off small. They don't pay very much in the beginning because they don't have much data. And as their web application grows, they're using our data. It's all baked into their application. So as it grows and needs more data, they tend to stick with us because it's a lot of effort to move to a different CMS.
Great. Awesome.
Hi, Darren. That was a great presentation. Just
Thanks.
2 quick questions. How much staff do you have right now? And how quickly has your sales grown in the past 2 years or year?
We've only been, Building Blocks only been in production for 4 months. Our company's been in production for 6 months. There's a team of 2. I'm the engineering. My partner is the design lead. And we've projected about $70,000 in revenue for total in our first year. But as far as Building Blocks goes, we're just using that for our own projects and setting it up with our own clients, and we charge them a monthly fee of $25 per month. And we're just using it with one client right now, as well as our own internal projects.
Hey, Darian, you mentioned that people are paying per by usage of data. So how do you prevent sticker shock? What happens if their campaign blows up, and how does that work?
If their campaign blows up and they have a lot of data, so we just calculate exactly how much data they're using, and we have a fixed rate, and then we charge by that amount. And we are also incorporating pricing tiers for very, very large needs that we haven't quite run into yet, because most of our sites so far have been smaller websites, and it hasn't blown up quite that much quite yet.
Thank you.
And last question, how do you guys market your business today?
Mostly social media. So we're going on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Good job, Darren. Keep going.
Next, we have Zechariah James, founder, CIBN Connect.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to thank all of our competition judges for giving me your time today so that I can take part in this amazing opportunity. My name is Zechariah James. As a 25-year-old Cree Métis entrepreneur and member of the Alberta Métis Nation Region 3, I'm a 51% majority co-founder of CIBN Connect Incorporated. Now, I know we were told that due to technical issues, slideshows would not be possible, but at CIBN Connect, we've always believed that achieving the possible is only but amongst the first steps to greatness. So please feel free to follow along. Now hosting over 365 live online and in-person business networking events per year, CIBN Connect is a membership-based organization that specializes in helping professionals and small to medium-sized business owners from all industries create valuable referral relationships and generate warm leads for their businesses. At CIBN Connect, our success is based on our members' success. Having served thousands of Canadian entrepreneurs, we know we make a difference in our members' businesses because they constantly tell us on all of our social media platforms like you see here. As our live in-person events in Alberta have always been our bread and butter, we are very proud that since September 2019, our live online networking events have been connecting professionals from all over North America by storm. And that has empowered us to completely pivot our entire business model since the pandemic began. With offices in Toronto, Ontario, and Calgary, Alberta, we are rapidly expanding, and every additional dollar will go into the marketing fund for this new initiative, helping our business bring even more business to our members' businesses. We can be found online at thecibn.com and all major social medias as listed here. In closing, I want to thank the entire Pow Wow Pitch team, their supporters, followers, and all of my fellow competition participants for making this opportunity a possibility. Once again, my name is Zechariah James, founder of CIBN Connect, where we have always saved a place for you.
So I think clear that you are obviously an engaging speaker. So that's fantastic. So with offices in so many cities, how have you guys gone about promoting your business, maintaining the clientele that you do have?
It's a wonderful question. Thank you so much. With offices in 2 cities, of course, we do have a mixed marketing plan that we use. We use PPC, print, all the standard stuff, but as we are a referral organization, we do get a great deal of referral business, or essentially word of mouth business.
Hey, Zechariah, my name's Matt. I'm a former pitcher myself. Really good presentation. You obviously have the skill set for what you're doing, which is that human-to-human interaction. I was wondering how long you've been growing, or when did you start CIBN, and what was your past experience? Why did you get into this?
Good question, Matt. So I founded CIBN because I had the personal experience of being very successful as a salesperson using networking as a marketing strategy. When I got the opportunity to buy out an organization in Calgary back in 2013, I saw it as a perfect business model for me. There was nothing I would possibly imagine as a more perfect fit for me to spend my life doing. We did found in 2013, but that was all a live business networking business model. And now we pivoted into online business networking events, which is an entirely new business model.
Incredible. Keep going. Good job.
Thank you.
Zechariah, that is actually incredible. I'm so glad that you're able to pivot. I guess I'm wondering how many staff do you have, and how were you able to get them to, or how were you able to get the organization to pivot to virtual events so quickly, and did that cost a lot?
I'm almost out of time, but luckily we did start in September 2019 with online events, which made pivoting very easy.
Up next, we have Leilani Shaw, founder and shoe designer, Unwritten Footwear.
Hello, my name is Leilani Shaw, and I'm Hawke from Kahnawake and Akwesasne. And today I'm pitching my small business called Unwritten Footwear, located in Kahnawake Mohawk territory. My products are handmade luxury sneakers that are based on traditional Indigenous legends that I've heard growing up in my community. The purpose of my creations are to take something as ancient as Indigenous oral history and embed that into a modern medium like sneaker design. I base all of my designs on my personal memories of these legends and the way a specific story can make me feel. My first design is called Fallen and is based on the Haudenosaunee legend of the 7 dancers. And the toe cap features a Big Dipper constellation to pay tribute to the 7 dancers still dancing in the sky, as well as the dancer who turned into a shooting star. My second sneaker design is called Cursed and is based on the legend of the Flying Head. In the shoe, I've incorporated the creature's big yellow eyes and the noises of trees snapping as it left a path through the forest. I made this pair completely by hand, so no machine was involved whatsoever. My value proposition is the careful fabrication and quality craftsmanship I put into each shoe. From brainstorming a concept based on a story I heard growing up in my community, to tracing and cutting out the different leathers, and finally to hand assembly of the shoe. My pathway to sustainability and success is that all of my shoes are made to order, respecting an organic evolution and preventing overproduction. Thus assures that the ethics and ecological foundations behind materials are considered. If I were to win Pow Wow Pitch, the first thing I would purchase is a leather sewing machine, which can help me create designs more efficiently. What separates me from other Indigenous-inspired footwear brands is that my sneakers are crafted with deep meaning and are meant to be worn all year round or displayed as an art piece. What makes these shoes so special is the history that goes into each component, the years of stories I have acquired throughout my life, and the creativity and drive that goes into creating a sneaker entirely from scratch. So that's my pitch.
Where what are the gaps in your entrepreneurial skill set right now?
So the gaps I would say is machinery, like equipment, like I was saying, leather sewing machine, as well as other access to more exotic skins, just like moose or caribou or beaver.
Great job. Question: you said that they were crafted from with a made-to-order perspective, which is fantastic. So, what is your process when you work with a client to be able to kind of make sure that you develop and create something that combines your story with theirs?
Definitely. So, each of the shoes is crafted specifically for each person, so it has to be in their size. There's actually a shoe mold that I use. I can make different silhouettes. So the silhouette I have here are Nike Air Force Ones, but I can craft that in each in different sneaker silhouettes. But I really want to tailor it to the person and what makes them what would make them use the product or wear it.
Perfect.
Great job, Leilani. I'm actually in the shoe market. I'm not near as talented as you. I just buy shoes and sell them. It's nothing as impressive as what you do, but I'm curious about your margins because my margins are very thin, razor thin at sometimes. I'm just wondering where and how you plan to see that growth and if it's going to be specific made to order, like you said, or are you going to try to scale it up and mass produce some of these, specific brands?
So I definitely don't want to mass produce any of the shoes that I have. I really want to keep it personal with each client. And the profit margins for these shoes, since they are made to order and I'm using top quality leather, the price point is a little higher. So it's like in the thousands plus.
Good for you. You deserve it.
Next, we have Michael Scott, inspirational speaker, Okinawa Nation Apparel.
Sanse judges, my name is Mike Scott. I am from the Sturgeon Lake First Nation in Saskatchewan. I currently reside in Saskatoon. I have been traveling across the country for the last 5 years as a motivational speaker. I have been to over 500 communities across the continent. I've shared my story with thousands of people, sharing the hopes of inspiration and allowing people to succeed in their life by letting go of the things that have been holding them back. And one of the things I feel that really hurts and destroys communities, families, and individuals is addictions problems. So I created a logo that helps promote sobriety. And when CBC News heard of it, CTV News, like all these news outlets heard of what I was doing, they decided to help me promote even more. So I came up with the message of sober is sexy. And what that allows people to do is to wear something to be proud of, to help inspire other people to walk this path so that we can help future generations create a better life for themselves. And I've sold thousands of sweaters over the journey of the last 5 years. And one of the biggest problems that I've been facing is the COVID-19 situation because I haven't been able to travel. I haven't been able to share my story with as many people as I'd like to, but I do have my social media as an outlet. I have about 250,000 people on my social medias, and I'm using that as a way to help, create more sales. But like I said, COVID has really, really impacted what I'm doing. So with your guys' help, I feel like I can reboost my business. I can help hire somebody to take on this journey with me, and we can help create that positive message for people out there, and we can create more business opportunities for people to grow, for people to be helped, and for them to see this message is just amazing. I love helping people, and that's the message product.
Michael, what a great presentation, and I love the work that you're doing and how you've transitioned inspirational speaking into the business. Can you just summarize a little bit your manufacturing of all the shirts? You said you've sold thousands already of the sweatshirts, etc. Where are they manufactured and how?
There's actually a guy who lives 1 block away from me who owns a company that does it, and he's one of my close friends. So we've been working together closely for the last couple of years, and he gives me really good discounts. But the larger amount I buy, the cheaper the product is, obviously. So I haven't been able to grow the way I wanted to. So one of the things I need to do is also get storage to help store stuff, because I've had boxes upon boxes in my house, and things come and they go and they come and they go, and I need to have something permanent. so it can grow better.
Excellent.
Hey, Michael. My question is sort of a two-parter. So the first one is, what are the margins on your product? And with your current supplier, if you grow astronomically, will they be able to handle that growth alongside you?
Yes, I actually have 3 suppliers that I can go to. The margins, I can sell a sweater from $60 and I make about a $42 profit off of each sweater. So it's pretty profitable. It's not just sweaters either. It can be t-shirts, other items. So the profits are there.
Great.
Great job, Michael. So you talked about, obviously this has put a damper on things, but aside from wanting to go back out there, share your story and share your message through your own story and your products, what is the next evolution of the business that you see happening?
I want the company to grow to a point where it's going to be in retail stores. It already is in my city, but I want to reach other cities and other parts of the country. So I want to get more into the retail side of things.
Okay, great.
Up next, we have Whitney Alphonse, owner Smoked Smudge Scents.
Wake to Quaitep, Whitney Alphonse Manuel, Ren Squas to Kamloops, Ren to Stachwin. Hello, my name is Whitney Alphonse Manuel. I am a mother of 2, business owner, student, Sahwetmuk woman, and future matriarch of my bloodline. I am the business owner. I am the creator of my Indigenous business, Smoked Smudge Scents, hand-gathered, traditionally scented, sustainable, non-toxic soy wax candles in the 4 scents inspired by the land: sage, sweetgrass, cedar, and huckleberry. My home-based business supports and has been supported immensely. Unexpectedly inventing and sharing my candles since April 2020, I've had 4 online sales, selling out each time within the day, plus attending markets, shipping across Canada, and receiving considerable size orders from communities and businesses, generating profit and presence. Our next advancement plans include larger equipment to increase production and distribution. From achieving such a high demand, we have been expanding and evolving each step along our trail. An idea connecting the people, the land, the ancestral wisdom, and the traditional medicine that has guided us through centuries. My candles are healing. My people are my inspiration. The resilience of our ancestors and the determination of our descendants for our Indigenous existence. An Indigenous product made by an Indigenous person that connects the people to the land on a platform that advocates for every and all Indigenous representation and belonging. Kuksham, all my relations, Whitney.
A former pitcher myself, putting yourself out there can be very, very nerve-wracking. You did a great job. I'm curious to see your production capacity. How quickly can you grow? Could you get bigger orders?
I actually get huge orders. I've gotten orders of 50 to 100 from communities and businesses. I make them myself. I hand gather the sage, the cedar, and the huckleberries, and I trade for sweetgrass. And if you could smell them, you'd really love them. And I make them myself, 200 to 300, and I sell them out within the day each time. And I sell them for $25 for the large ones, $15 for the small ones.
Great job. Keep going.
Yes, so that's what I do. And I also attend markets as well. And I just want to increase my production by buying just bigger ways to make my candles.
Can you just, if you say you sell out whenever I guess there's a batch, how is it you sell out and how do you resupply, I guess? Or when
I have an online presence on my Instagram as well as my Facebook page is where I sell the majority of my candles, but I have like a huge presence on my Instagram, which gives me a big, like more people, I guess, to reach out to. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Whitney. So I know that you're using Facebook and Instagram. What other strategies are you using to market the business?
I've used my online presence, and that has helped tremendously during this COVID pandemic because everything's been online and everyone's been, it has been very successful.
Next, we have Rachelle Whitewind, CEO, Brazilian Blowout, Toronto Salons, and 4 Direction Herbs.
Did you know that 1 in 4 women suffer from hair loss or thinning hair compared to 3 out of 4 men? But it doesn't have to be that way. My new business is called 4 Direction Herbs, and my first product is called 4 Hair. 4 Hair is vegan, hormone, and chemical-free with an Indigenous twist. Hi, my name is Rachelle Whitewind, and I've been a licensed hairstylist for over 24 years, running a hair salon called Brazilian Blowout Toronto, specializing in frizzy and curly hair with a clientele base of over 300 and counting, and a 5-star rating according to Yelp. Some people have called me a hair doctor, but I just like to call myself a hair expert. Over the years, I have learned that an unhealthy lifestyle, vitamin and mineral deficiencies, illnesses, and even stress can impact your health and hair. Having studied Shote holistic healing and herbalism with my Métis mentor, Terry Bell, I developed a passion and drive for helping others. COVID-19 may have affected my salon business, but it has presented an excellent opportunity to tap into an estimated 1.79 billion people shopping online. According to Statista.com, the global hair care market is estimated to be worth about $88 billion, and the herbal medicine market is expected to reach about $120 billion by 2024, and I want a piece of that market. 4 Direction Herbs will be sold online initially, starting in the Greater Toronto area, and then marketed across Canada and the world. My own personal investment of over $10,000, along with matching Pow Wow Pitch winnings, will help me gain a licensed NPN number with Health Canada, final formulation, manufacturing, and packaging for my first order of 1,000 units. A commercial website, marketing, and advertising will take my business in all 4 directions. Our business is 100% Indigenous owned and operated on the Ojibwe Reservation in Manitoba. 4 Direction Herbs is also committed to giving back to the First Nations community by hiring local help. I look forward to winning your support, and thank you for your time and for your consideration. Miigwans.
To date, how much sales have you had so far online for the 4 Hair herbal products?
So
Or is it
4
something
Hair
you're
is
just
actually
starting out?
Oh, okay. Yeah, for it, it hasn't been made yet. I have a couple of options to get it manufacturing. There's a couple of different options as to starting with already a packaging of hair products and then stick my label on it. But I'm trying to get an Indigenous twist with adding a few herbals that are still waiting to be approved by Health Canada.
Hi, Rachelle. Thank you so much. I also with the hair. So I'm wondering, you've given us lots of fabulous information. You know your stuff. What is keeping you up at night right now in regards to the business?
You know what? Over a month ago, unfortunately, my mentor passed away. He was sort of, my driving force to wanting to do this. And what I realized was, he taught me well that I feel like now there's no time better than now, especially with COVID. My business closed for over 4 months. And I definitely feel like the next step in my journey is to get this product made.
Do you feel that you'd have, like, your existing clients that you have through the salon are a good starting point for a base of clients who would be interested in this new product that you're looking to develop? And then how do you look to multiply that target?
I definitely feel like my clientele is what gave me sort of the driving force behind all this, because most of my clients that have the frizzy hair experience a lot more hair shedding than normal. This has basically given me the study to learn that this is a product that is definitely needed in the market today.
Up next, we have Mariah Miigwans Smith Chabot, owner and creator, Miigwans Creations.
Kweyani, hello, my name is Mariah Miigwans and I'm from Kitigan-CV, Algonquin First Nation. I currently live in the city of Ottawa and I'm the owner of Miigwans Creations. I'm a mobile-based business offering various programs and services to our community, from our youth to our elders, giving an avenue and space to express artistically how we feel, along with being able to aspire our traditions as who we are as Anishinaabe across Turtle Island. With my money that I would like to continue offering those services as a mobile opportunity from Ottawa to Kitigan to Cree communities, as I've built many networks through various opportunities that I've worked in the last 10 years living in Ottawa, from education to tourism, through having post-secondary in justice, human rights, and even having awesome opportunities to represent our people in Trinidad and in France. And I just want to be able to continue offering spaces to allow our people and non-Indigenous people to connect and to be able to express themselves artistically in a way that comes back to the land, because as we know, the land is very important to us.
So first, great job. We know it's not easy, so well done. It's nerve-wracking, so it's totally understandable. So can you give us a little bit of an example of some of the creations, like just an example of some of the artistic forms, because I think it's great that you want to kind of make those connections and kind of forge that history with the future. But can you give us an example of some of the things that you've been doing to date?
So I've done things from drumming, dancing, singing, to beadwork. I've just started doing raised beadwork, which is not something we do as Algonquins, but I really love the diversity that we can get just from sharing each other's cultures. Yesterday, I just learned how to make ash baskets, and I'm really all about coming back home and learning from our knowledge keepers who are, as we know, kind of leaving this place and going on to another space. And I just want to be able to continue offering that knowledge to the next generations, because as we know, there's not too many people who continue to have our ways of life. It's really hard to put all that in small words.
Great job, Mariah. I'm a former pitcher myself, so I know how tough it is to put everything that you do into 2 minutes and then answer it all in 30 seconds. What is your typical audience size? Are you paid by person? Are you paid by class? How do you see it evolving if that's how you are currently remunerated?
I'm really motivated by the community, so it really depends on what they have to offer, and I really try to make a balance between their budget and between what I can work with, so that I can have what I'm worth, essentially, but still be able to offer that space.
Great job.
Next, we have Kellie Wuttunee, owner and lawyer, Wuttunee Law Office.
Hi, Tanse. My name's Kellie Wuttunee. I'm from Red Pheasant Cree Nation. I'm owner and operator of Wuttunee Law Office. Growing up on Red Pheasant First Nation, as a little girl, we didn't have running water till I was 6 years old. In grade 4, I wrote a play for a courtroom scene, and I asked the teachers to allow my friends and I to play out the scene in the school gym. I played the role of a defense lawyer. It was then that I absolutely knew that I wanted to be a lawyer and make a mark in this world. But first, I needed to know our history. So in 1927, the Indian Act banned Indigenous people from hiring lawyers regarding land claims without government's approval. In 1951, the Indian Act allowed women to vote and banned council elections. And if I, an Indigenous person, became a doctor or a lawyer, I immediately lost my status as a First Nations person. And it wasn't until 1960 that the Indian Act was amended and First Nations were granted the right to vote without relinquishing their status on the land that had been stolen from them. It's also a national average that high school dropout rates for Indigenous people is 4 times the national average, 41% on reserve. 6 out of 10 don't finish high school, and only 1.6% students who identified as Aboriginal are registered in law school. How I got out of the darkness was through substantive equality. So acknowledging historical disadvantages, intergenerational trauma, and discrimination. I took the trauma and hurt to connect and to give an influence. Whitney Law's message for all Indigenous women and girls is that the history is not the past. Own the good and the bad experiences. No one and nothing can be great unless it costs you something. And your existence is from all the battles of our ancestors. So pain is the most beautiful thing in this world. It changes you for the better. So if I were to win the grand prize, I would use the money to hire Indigenous women within my law firm to provide leadership positions for them. Thank you. Hi.
Great job, Kellie. I'm uniquely, in two ways, able to kind of give you that support and go ahead. First, I am Western Law class of 2012, so rock on. And I was actually without a fixed address until I was 5 years old too. So people like you and I are championing for our people. The fact that you're keeping that Indigenous slant within the root that is the colonial legal system is amazing. I just want to know where you're finding your clients.
So right now I'm located on urban reserve within Saskatoon. So the majority of my clients are Indigenous clients, and it ranges between real estate and commercial real estate, residential and commercial real estate, as well as administrative law. So right now, those are my clients. It's 100% Indigenous clientele. I'm sorry, I just need to take a drink. So because I am Indigenous and I have Indigenous business, I only feel that it's proper that my firm would be able to give back and assist a young woman that's registered in the legal assistant program here at the Saskatoon Business College. She requires funding for the book money. She wasn't able to receive funding from her band for the program. And the plan is once she's completed the program, the 10-month program, she would be employed with my firm. And the reason why I feel so strongly about this is because Indigenous women deserve to have that role within the colonial legal system. That's what it's all about, is giving back and capacity building for for Indigenous women and girls.
Your solicitation skills are great. Keep going.
Pardon me?
I said your solicitation skills are great. Keep going.
Oh my.
Up next, we have Holly Smith, occupational therapist, Indigenous Wellness Services.
Greetings. My name is Holly Smith, and I'm Haudenosaunee from the Six Nations of the Grand River Territory. I'm the sole proprietor of Indigenous Wellness Services. There has never been so much focus on the need for mental health support, particularly with the impacts of COVID-19. However, there's a large gap when it comes to culturally relevant mental health services for Indigenous people. Indigenous Wellness Services seeks to address those gaps by offering a decolonized approach to mental health care. I draw from my own lived experiences as well as my clinical training and background to offer these services. I have a unique perspective as an Indigenous occupational therapist who practices psychotherapy. I have over 8 years of clinical experience in the mental health and addiction field, 7 of those with the world's leading mental health organization. I offer individual therapy for all people. This includes Indigenous, non-Indigenous, gender diverse, and LGBTQ+ people over the age of 18 who are struggling with anxiety, depression, and other impacts of childhood and intergenerational trauma. I also offer consultation services to healthcare organizations to provide education around mental health and resiliency strategies. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, I'm offering these services virtually through a secure encrypted platform and can connect with anyone across the province of Ontario. First Nations and Inuit with valid status cards are eligible to have their therapy sessions covered through the Non-Insured Health Benefits Program. I am seeking funding for startup costs for this new business venture. The funds will be used to purchase office equipment, supplies, technology, and software. I hope to grow this business in the future and will require funds to support additional therapists as well as support staff. Thank you very much. My name again is Holly Smith with Indigenous Wellness Services.
With COVID, you've already started delivering services and virtually. Is that right? And how are you seeing it? How do you see it grow? Like, are you missing technology right now in order to do it effectively?
I'm missing the technology right now. I haven't begun to see clients at this stage. So I'm getting my business set up to offer that service virtually.
Thank you so much, Holly. This is, I think, a well-needed service. It sounds like once you get set up, like, are you concerned, I guess, about being able to serve the community? Or, like, it seems to me that you're going to be overwhelmed right from the very beginning. So would your expectation be that you need to scale straight away, or do you have ideas for other ways that you could provide service?
Yeah, I'm hoping to transition into the business by accepting a few clients at a time and just starting a wait list in order to just see what the volumes are. And then from there, if there's a need to scale up right away, I can work with my networks and my colleagues to offer services. And I'm pretty well versed with the mental health supports in the community as well to refer people to as well.
All right, well, great pitch, nicely done. So you spoke about different areas that you could provide support and services in. Have you started to craft and curate what those programs could look like in terms of some of those initial offerings that you feel would be the most beneficial and kind of starting off in small steps? Do you have some of those ideas already nailed down?
Yeah, I start with an overall assessment with people and just to kind of see what their treatment goals are, how we might be able to work together. And I offer a relational approach when I work with people. So it's not set in stone, and it's working alongside what people are dealing with and what they might be struggling with.
That's wonderful.
Hey, Holly, great job. I'm a former pitcher myself, and I do professional service as well. I also have a connection to our Friendship Center in the area. I'm the executive director, and we have a mental health and wellness program. They're performed, the services delivered all across the province. Have you reached out to partnerships at that level to start with a referral, or are you trying to go direct to end user?
I work in the public mental health care system at this point, so I do have good relationships within the urban Toronto community in terms of mental health and addictions organizations and supports. So I do have a wide network of partners who I'd be able to connect with, and also just for support, clinical support as well.
Awesome. We have a long waiting list already for ours, so yes, your services are much in need and very much appreciated. So miigwech, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Next, we have Carole Whiteduck, owner 800 Degree Wood-Fired Pizza.
I'm Carole Whiteduck, and I'm the owner and operator of 800 Degrees Wood-Fired Pizza, a general partnership with my husband, Andrew Commanda. We have an awesome employee, Garrett Whiteduck Mongos, and we're from Kitigan-Zibi First Nation, Maniwaki, Quebec, established in 2019. We're an open concept mobile food trailer, which is a great marketing tool, specializing in an Italian-inspired tin crust pizza that requires a special Italian flour type 00, which is the most finest and the most refined. It's baked at 800 plus degrees for about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. The sauce is made with San Marzano tomatoes imported from Italy. Our Italian ingredients are prosciutto, pancetta, pepperoni, and sopressata. All of our products are purchased from an Italian wholesaler in Ontario. Our fresh organic herbs, garlic, and vegetables are from our local markets, which our customers really enjoy. To master our dough and sauce, we attended the School of Italian Pizza in Toronto. We market through social media. We have also the radio. We have menus that we give out, business cards, caps, t-shirts. We have logos on our pizza boxes. We also have a golf cart and, of course, word of mouth. Our target market includes people of all ages, our community, and 40 plus surrounding communities, including tourists. We attend powwows, private and corporate events, schools, family day picnics, and racetrack events. Our regular customers love to hang out with us. Some of them even have their own personalized pizza. They find us very friendly and enjoy the quality and taste of our pizza. They think it's the best in town. Others feel like they're in Italy. In 14 weekends, we sold 5,000 plus pizzas, 20% more than last year, at a cost of 35% and 65% profit. If we win, we really would like to rent a space because right now all of our commercial equipment and our prep place is in my house.
So you're saying that you'd like you're doing everything out of your house right now. That's pretty incredible for that many pizzas and that much dough. With the space, would your capacity to grow increase? And if so, how would you manage that growth?
Well, we've been thinking about it from the beginning that although we would have a space to rent, we would still do our pizza in our pizza trailer. This would be more of a space to do prepping because we have a huge dough mixer, we have a meat slicer, we have fridges, we have freezers. This is all in my house right now. We kind of fixed it up a bit for like a second kitchen, but we also have all of our pizza boxes. We have all the cases of tomato, all of our products. I made a pantry, a special pantry, but it's still not enough, and my house becomes a kitchen all summer long, basically. So in this space, I would also like to have a washroom for our customers because right now we don't have one, although we're able to access one. And also to put maybe a few tables so I can introduce Italian coffee, desserts, and gelato. And we also would like to create a website because right now I only have a Facebook page.
Hi, Carole. It sounds like you're having a lot of success with the mobile food truck. What are your concerns about opening up a physical location? Or are you concerned? Do you have any concerns?
I do. I don't want my overhead to go too high because right now my overhead is pretty low and so my profit is higher, obviously. And that's why I would introduce a few new products to make up for it.
Okay, thank you.
So this is great, and obviously you have a well-established business. You said you have one employee. Do you think that you're going to, if you were able to scale and get larger, would the intent be that you would look to have more people join your team as well?
Right now, like me and my husband work together, our employees are able to do all of our tasks, and so inside there would have to be someone to serve coffee and desserts and gelato. I really would like to stay in the Italian product things, so yeah, we would probably hire someone else. We had a few students this summer, like every once in a while when our employee was not there, so yeah, we're able to get other employees. My granddaughter too just turned 13, so she helps out. She already makes pizza, so yeah.
Super. Okay, great.
Awesome job, Carole. I'm a former pitcher myself, and I'm in some of the food services industry, so your margins are good. I'm just wondering about your supply chain. Do you have any concerns with some of the artisanal stuff that you're getting from, specifically from Italy, if you were able to have multiple locations in the futures or as your growth continues?
I'm not really worried. I was a bit worried in the spring because the restaurants were closed. And so our distributor was not getting a lot of products. But once they were able to do the takeout, which we do, everything was okay. It's a few years that I work with them. And they also supply Little Italy in Ottawa and Preston. So I'm not really worried about it. But I think at the beginning when I did my business plan, I had other options. So I have to take a look at that.
Great. Good job. Keep going.
Wow, what an incredible episode of the Pow Wow Pitch Semi-Finals. With such incredible ingenuity, I don't know how you will choose. Judges, can you share your final thoughts on tonight's pitches?
You know, I just like to tell every entrepreneur and everyone who's done all the work to put their pitches together that all of their ideas are tremendous, and we're so proud of the Indigenous community, and we look forward to the greatness that every one of them will achieve. On behalf of Royal Bank, we are so proud to be part of Pow Wow Pitch, and as we have been for the last number of years before it went national. And we look forward to continuing this partnership for years to come. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a pleasure to be here with everyone today. I was honored to participate and to learn about all of these extraordinary business ventures. We met entrepreneurs from across the country, people who are looking to make significant change in both their communities and for our country itself. I'm really looking forward very much to seeing the results of this competition. And I just thank you so much for having us.
Congratulations to all the pitchers. We are so thrilled to hear their stories, hear their business ideas, and really see their spirit of true grit, determination, and perseverance. And from a Canada Post perspective, we can't wait to see what they do next and just be here to enable and support their progress and their growth. So congratulations.
I mean, wow. It's been a journey myself with the Pow Wow Pitch. The corporate sponsors, I have to say thank you on behalf of my year that I went through this, and also for the pitchers this year. The continued support by Canada Post, Shopify, RBC. We really appreciate everything that you put into it. The production team, Quem, you guys are great. It's stiffer competition this year than my year. I don't think I'd be here if I was against some of the amazing entrepreneurs that we've been able to critique and evaluate, and most importantly, support. They're incredible people. The future of Indigenous country in Canada is very, very bright, and I'm proud to be a little bit of a part of that. Thank you.
Thank you, judges. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, RBC, our partners at Canada Post, Shopify, BDC, and NACCA. And thank you to our mentors, volunteers, and judges for all of your support in bringing 2020 Pow Wow Pitch online and across Canada this evening. Thank you to all of our viewers tonight for cheering on Indigenous entrepreneurs through Pow Wow Pitch. Let's keep the conversation going using the hashtag Pow Wow Pitch. And tell us who delivered your favorite pitch tonight. Join us tomorrow evening and each evening this week from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Pow Wow Pitch Facebook Live to hear from all of our semi-finalists and to share who you think should be selected for the Pow Wow Pitch Finals. Until tomorrow, I am your host, Sunshine Tenasco, signing off. Kichimiigwech kipija egnon gomanakshik.